Okay, here we are, Custer State Park.
John and Tara Marital Arts Podcast, Part 2, Custer State Park.
And we were last left off where we were paying our fee to get in.
No. We just went to the visitor center to use the restroom,
Yes.
and you asked me to come into the restroom with you.
You are being a wonderful husband. I don't know which marital art, but we might even have. Oh, it might be 10. 1 and 1 makes 11. But
no, that's not it.
No,
it's coping.
Coping? Okay.
Not pooping, coping.
I was not coping. Okay. It's just a heads up. Visitor center, when you're about halfway through on the wildlife trail, is just the what do you call them? They're like cistern. Were they cistern toilets or not cisterns?
They're just outhouses. They're big holes in the ground.
You know, the nice.
But they're made. They're built up. They're cement and.
They were really full. Okay, so I have an issue since I was really little. Grandma will appreciate this. Thank you, Grandma. There was a popular ice cream place in town where we lived. I must have been maybe 4 or 5 or something. I don't know. Well before kindergarten. And I had to go to the bathroom. Had no issues. Go in. Would go by myself. So I told my parents we were there with my grandma. And part of extended family. Having a summer ice cream, right? And I go to the bathroom and, so little that you like have to hoist yourself up, and I probably had my hands on the seat and all that kind of jazz too. Well, I got pinched on my butt, and
because the toilet seat was cracked.
There was a crack in the toilet seat, but I, for the longest time, just imagined it was a bug or like a spider is what I imagined. That this crack that pinched me. I didn't know what it was at the time, so it probably came out. I was screaming and crying, and my grandma, a very wonderful grandma and strong woman, talking to the management. If you don't have this fixed by the time I get back, next time we come back, I don't know what she threatened them with, but so very protective over her family. And anyways, the albophobia, that's like the only phobia I have, like only issue.
Yeah.
Maybe you might know of a few other issues I have, but like that's the only thing. So like, it used to be that I wouldn't when I was really young, I wouldn't go in public restrooms, and then I would kind of gradually overcome it. And I don't even know if that's something my parents worked out, probably to some degree. And then like I could go in cleaner ones, and maybe not like a gas station but eventually I had to go to school, and there's, some, maybe no one else recognizes it, but there's some toilets that are really scary.
When you said agoraphobia, did you mean arachnophobia?
No, I didn't say, I just said aphobia.
Aphobia, okay.
And
I just saw a buffalo pie.
Did you? So we're getting close.
Yeah.
So while we're on these windy roads, I'll finish telling you the story of why I have toilet phobia still, to a certain degree.
Seat.
It's not just the seat.
Certain type.
No, because it's transferred into the whole surrounding. So like that bathroom we went into this morning, which was a 2-holer, it was fine. It was men's and women's. It just happened to have two toilets, and so we went in together. I'm like, you get that one. I've already seen the drain is an issue too. Like the shape of the drain can be freaky, and I'm like, that one is abnormal. It has a weird shape to it, and it is that kind of one freaks me out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that if it has a weird shape, just like a generally dark, dirty. I can handle dirty over weird shapes.
And deep dark holes. When you go into those outdoor public park biffs that are huge cisterns underneath.
Yeah, I can handle biff any day over these cistern ones.
Yeah, they have a real big dark hole and you can't hardly see in there.
It's an abyss.
Because there's a monster living in there.
But who knows what will jump out and bite my butt, okay? And so this is the first time I've ever asked you, I think, to go into one of these. Because I've gone into ones that are like that alone, but they're cleaner, they're newer.
They're brighter.
Yeah, brighter. These are clearly older, and it was very full.
Yeah.
And
it had bars in it. It had a couple bars, so it looked like they were caging the beast down in there.
I didn't even
You didn't see that?
No,
Oh, yeah.
Inside?
Yeah.
Oh my God, no, I can't even look in those things. I can't look down, otherwise I won't even do my business. So, I had to ask John like 3 or 4 times, and I
Please
said,
come
hey,
in, please come in, please come in.
I'll even let you come into the women's, because they had men's and women's for some reason, and like one would be much better than the other at that level, and it'll be more efficient. There were a lot of people there, so it would be, helping other people out.
Right.
Thankfully you did go with me. That is like, I asked you when we came out, would you rather that I have a phobia about weird toilets situations or being in a side-by-side? Because you think
motorsports phobia. Yeah.
You said that you're grateful, happy that I don't get freaked out about stuff like that, because we were really ripping it up.
Very happy.
And so I said, which would you rather? You're like, well, neither. I'd rather you not have any phobia. But there you go. So any couples hearing this is a good time. Just either have a good laugh, or maybe you have some kind of phobia, and it's something I've dealt with my whole life, and I've gradually gotten better. There was a point, like I said, I wouldn't go in a public restroom, and now it's just down to gross cistern ones like that.
The depths of the abyss,
well,
the cistern.
You asked me the other day, do I believe like Alien versus Predator stuff exists? That's where it comes from.
The Alien versus Predator?
That's where strange creatures live and come from, and I don't want them crawling out and biting my butt.
Okay.
Or infecting me. Because that's how they procreate, right? That's how they
infect you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they
infest, and
that's how they get their eggs.
Yes. So I figured if you were at least there, you'd make sure that wouldn't happen.
Are you still cleaning your hands with that spray?
I just realized that when I was leaning over to go
you were touching the handicap
that,
rail?
my whole forearm was supporting myself.
Look at all the buffalo tracks down under that tree.
Oh, wow.
They lay under there.
Well, the map said that the buffalo herds were in here, and there were a lot of people moving around.
Yeah, so here we're coming up to a split. Which way should we go here? Navigator.
I haven't looked at the map. To the right is a dead end.
Okay. We're going to go to the left. See all the buffalo tracks here?
Yeah.
Well, we've seen buffalo tracks and buffalo pies.
Yep.
We saw 4 pronghorns. That's antelopes for everybody. And they were under the trees. Here's a tour Jeep. See all the seats in it?
Yeah. It'd be dusty. It's really dusty.
It's kind of cool.
Well, the main road is tar, but there's some internal roads here.
That's like a Jurassic Park Jeep. That's really cool.
It is. A little lower to the ground.
Yeah.
I don't know. Our brother and sister-in-law were
out here the other day,
and heard a buffalo among the cars.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to be in an open.
They had to park. Nah, they don't. Buffalo don't jump in vehicles.
No.
They're not like, hey, look at the people. Let's get in with them. You might not want to be around tigers and lions and bears with open vehicles. Oh my! But buffalo aren't nothing to be afraid of. You just don't want to go out and try and pet them.
Yes. So here we are. And a lot of. I wonder if they did a controlled burn or didn't.
Could have.
Yeah, there are a lot of.
I don't know, but maybe there was a tree bug or something.
Well, they do look burnt.
Well, they are burnt at the base, yeah. But there's
there's some of the older ones.
Some of them are really burnt up. Yeah, it must have been a big fire, maybe 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago. Yeah, because the bigger, more mature trees. See, this one's burned up about 10, 12 feet, and it's still fine. I suppose a certain diameter, depending on the temperature of the fire, gets them. If it's a smaller diameter.
Control burns where we live on the prairies, and then
there'll
be oaks in the prairies too. There's oak savanna, and they'll do fine. But I think they really, really manage where the fires go.
Yep. South Dakota Fire Management. Whoop, whoop. Oh, the cut down trees. Buffalo, I just ran over a buffalo pie.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was in the road there. You know me.
Yeah.
Buffalo pie runner. You know, people use those for fuel. I think the natives used them for fuel.
Yeah. That's what you got.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to cut down any trees.
Yeah.
Think anyone is coming up with something like that these days, being efficient?
Oh yeah, remember that buffalo chip something or another? It was a company that was doing it.
No.
They're still doing it, I'm sure. But yeah, it was a company that we saw.
Were they making like fire kindling? Or
Was it?
logs
Yeah,
or
wasn't it
something?
at that county economic development presentation place that I gave? They were doing a buffalo pie recovery, and they had other buffalo. Oh, there they are. There they are. They're going away. I'm not supposed to go up this road. No vehicles.
Okay, presto.
Bing. We got them.
Yeah.
We're only seeing their butts. Get a picture of buffalo butts.
Well, realistically, we can also...
Like real buffalo butts, not like a colloquialism you'd say about some people.
We can also see buffalo at home. I mean, we buy buffalo for food, so... But yeah, seeing them out in the natural habitat.
Well, they're not in the shade. They're up on top of the hill. Can't drive up that road. Red sign says no vehicles, but it's most definitely a vehicle road.
Yeah, vehicle park. Oh, I see clouds. That's the north, yep.
Too bad we can't attract them.
We
have carrots.
We went to the Mount Rushmore at the right time.
Yes, we did. It's only 81.
Well, it's the rain.
I got me all hungry. I'm eating some more dead buffalo.
So since that's one thing I do a look at least is the weather. So we may not plan everything detailed, but definitely got to check
I look
out
at the weather too. I just step outside. Step outside the front door.
Yeah. There you go.
So tell the tour guide they're up on the hill. I wonder if the tour guides drive up on those roads. I bet they do. They have authorization.
Probably.
Dang it.
Lame Johnny Road. If you stay to the right. Yep,
What does that say?
To the right is more of the
Narrow? It's a narrow road.
It's the main gravel.
All right, we'll go that way. Wow, that's dusty.
Yeah, very dusty.
2 maintenance trucks just went by. Laying down the dust. Actually raising it up. Oh, there's another guy behind us. Shit.
You gotta catch up with the crew.
He doesn't want to go slow.
Nope.
Alright, we can go a little faster. I kind of like that better. Hauling some grass on this back road.
You know, it's actually helpful for me being, first of all, well, I've had to do some institute and academy work while I'm here, but like
I'll pull
having
over right
stuff
here so
to
you can go by.
read and actively look at and do is helpful for not thinking about business.
Oh, those are fire trucks.
Oh.
Those are fire guys. I wonder if maybe they're doing controlled burn stuff. There's 4 of them.
Speaking of fire.
Yeah, all those trees are burnt.
So some herbs I've seen some Cory vervain that I recognize from...
Little rose bushes.
Yep, wild roses.
Wild sorghum.
Sage. Mullein. There's some real robust mullein when you see it.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of yucca.
Yep, there's yucca, which is new to us. That's where you're kind of getting into the high plains.
We've never seen it.
Well, we've probably seen it, just not like...
Not at home.
Oh, of course not. I wonder if maybe very, very southern Minnesota gets something lots of grasses, of course. I looked at the map at the Welcome Center, and apparently this is the mixed grasses territory. Just to the east is more, or northeast is tall grasses, and to the west are short grasses. So probably ideal, great for buffalo.
They got to get some torrential rains around here because they're troughs alongside the road, and they're downhill gullies. The rain runs.
Yeah.
They like that is dug out. They put big like cut off dugouts, and they have wire wrapped rock dams in different areas. Yeah. They must get some massive rains through here. And then you look at all these low areas are dry right now.
And it's rained a couple of times since we've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least up north a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Where we came from. Spearfish area.
We're still recording.
Yeah.
I'm chewing my dead buffalo.
Yeah, you really like that stuff.
Oh man. I like seeing buffalo. I like eating buffalo. It's such a good meat.
Yep, make sure your buffalo is finished. They might say grass fed, but also make sure that it's grass finished is something to ask about.
Yeah.
Because we have met and known of farmers who will say that they're grass fed, but then they will finish with rancid potato chips.
And what is finishing?
Finishing is like the last feeding to, fatten
The last month or so, they're fattening them up for
It's not like the Last Supper.
For the slaughter.
Yeah, it's a little extended.
Yeah.
And so fatten them up, get them good and weighing more, and fatten up. Not that bison is fat anyways, but
it's not real fat. It's nice to get a little bit of fat on it when you got a steak or something.
Yeah. So they'll finish them, and
Can I get one of your waters over there?
we've met and heard of farmers who finish with rancid potato chips because they'll get them from companies
for free.
Nothing, or like if there's a manufacturer of, let's say,
or they'll finish with soy, which is terrible.
Soy is not good because it's not part of the if it's not just generally, if it's not part of the animal's diet, it's not going to work well in their body.
Yeah, and soy is not a good food unless it's fermented.
Even for people.
You're right.
And so what happens is if you don't have a species appropriate diet, the animal, person, whatever, gets inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all kinds of reactions that happens in the body along with inflammation that those chemicals, stress hormones, so forth, can transfer when you eat them as well.
Yeah.
And then that causes inflammation in your body.
Oh, we talked to a buffalo farmer that talked to a butcher that had some buffalo that were finished with soy, and the fat was already rancid inside the live buffalo. And the butcher got sick. The butcher was feeling like throwing up, got nauseous, could not even cut up the meat, had to reject it all because it was so bad. The fat was rancid out of the animal that was killed the day before. So that gives you an idea. Buffalo are more like an heirloom or a heritage breed, as long as they're not mixed with beef. If they're mixed with beef, they call it a beefalo, and you don't want that either. But that was an incredible story about that butcher. And butchers deal with some nasty stuff constantly, right?
Right.
Oh, there's a horse or
Yep.
Yeah, it's a horse with a saddle. Somebody parked their horse.
Is there horse parking here?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know why I always say horse, but
I wonder if it's a ranger. Probably taking a dump. Just jumped off his horse to
making ranger pies.
Ranger pie. Not so nummy.
Right,
not so nummy. There is a buffalo. No, Tara, we're not even there yet. Don't do it. Don't do it. it goes for 30 seconds back. So just relax.
Well, then.
Just wait, wait,
Wait.
wait.
Now he's got a.
Now, okay, presto. Buffalo. Butt. He's got his butt towards us. That is so silly. Come on, dude. Turn around.
No, he's had enough.
Let us see your massiveness. That's got to be a male because he's all by himself.
Yep.
I don't see any buffalo balls. Not from here. Here, you holler at him quick. No one's around. I said holler, not whistle.
I don't want to bother him. He probably is.
Hey! There we go, see?
Oh my gosh, John.
Hey! Hey, buffalo!
He's wagging his tail at
Hey!
you.
Ay, 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 ay!
You are.
He turned a little bit. Hey!
Yeah.
Hey, yo! Got a banana.
Tail's wagging
His
more.
tail is wagging.
Oh
There we
my
go.
gosh.
He's turning. Look at that face.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you're taking pictures.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Jeez.
All right.
Jeez.
Yep.
Jeez.
He's
Turn.
a boy.
Turn. Look out. Oh, he's a boy. Oh my goodness. He's huge. Huge.
Got a beard.
Buffalo. Oh no, I hit video that shut off. I recorded. No, it didn't. Good. Here we go. Good job, buddy. That is the quintessential buffalo picture.
That is. You can make a drawing from that one. Doesn't he look like it's like a face? He is a face.
Yeah.
But his beard.
Yeah, it's like a chin with a beard.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy. Thank you. Dude, oh, now he looks. Oh, now he looks straight on. You're the man. Yeah, he's a big dude. Okay, yeah. Now it won't be so noisy. If anyone's listening to this, sorry about that. Oh, huge chunk of quartz right there.
Buffalo calling? Is that what that?
Yeah, that's John's buffalo calling. This is the J&T Marital Buffalo Calling Arts. Got it going on.
Probably heard some of my nervousness of.
I don't want to call. I don't want to holler at him. I don't want to holler at him.
It's amazing you can make the exact same voice that I sound like.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm happy we got to see a herd, and then we got to see the Big Daddy. See? Look at this, right on the front of the Patagonia.
Oh, totally. Except for this one had a longer beard.
Massive
that
beard.
That one's probably a female.
Massive beard.
Because I didn't see something on that. That one.
Something.
Yeah.
What did you see?
Probably.
Did you see a buffalo wiener? What's going on?
They probably specifically chose a female for the front of the Patagonia packaging.
Of course they would.
Yeah. Well, she's prettier. Yeah.
She's prettier. She's got a nice beard.
Yeah, it's mild. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Custer State Park, Buffalo. Saw pronghorn, saw buffalo.
Definitely worth checking out. And I see on this map there are a bunch of other places. Like you could spend a whole week just in this area.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay, we're coming to it. No, we're gonna go left, right?
This.
Yeah.
Well, that was Buffalo Corrals area.
We're at equestrian area.
Well,
horse riding. That's why we saw the horse back there.
Oh, okay.
I suppose you can get out there on your horse, huh? Are we supposed to go?
Well, I think straight.
This way, that way. Straight? Really?
Well,
okay.
Where's the equestrian?
It'd be up here somewhere.
We would.
Oh, we're still on the dirt paths.
Well, that's a parking area that's like straight.
Okay, well, we're turning around then.
Yeah.
John and Tara figuring out which way to go.
Sorry,
Navigator's not on the ball.
Navigation is usually a lot better.
Navigator.
Watching at the same time. There's
Navigator,
not...
we're requesting you pay attention.
I got a little distracted.
Four-wheeling, off-road. Gotta love the Squatchiota.
Yep.
The Toyota Sequoia, the 2021 Toyota Sequoia with a 5.7, four-wheel drive.
This one's actually a 2020.
2020, sorry. 2020.
Yep.
And Toyota. Toyota. I'm going through puberty again. I'm so excited to be in the Toyota.
I think we're not the only ones trying to figure out which way to go.
Toyota is the future sponsor of the J&T Marital Arts podcast, coming out with some awesome four-wheel drive Toyota trucks, building a factory Toyota truck and giving it to me so that we can drive around the country and talk about it.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Toyotas.
A lot of Toyotas out here and a lot of Chevys and Fords. That's about it.
No, totally Jeeps.
I saw one BMW. Oh, a lot of Jeeps. I saw one BMW. But I think Toyota would be the best to be out here with.
So this is the TRD Sport. I learned the other day from you what that means.
Toyota Racing Development.
And isn't that
Nice.
perfect?
Yes. Yes, this has extra good shocks, huge sway bars, great suspension. We've tested it a couple of times, just lightly, nicely.
We have or you have?
We have, yeah. Oh. Remember you said, wow, that really goes over the bumps good.
Okay.
It takes up in our driveway. Remember?
Oh, yeah, when we first got it, it was like snowy and there was...
In the garbage truck impressions.
Yes. Okay. Well, we might be going the right direction now. Wouldn't it be, that would be awesome to be out on a horse here?
Oh, sure.
Riding around. Maybe it just seems really
There's a lot of horse people back there.
And horses.
And
trailers.
Horses, yeah. Generally can't find horse people without horses.
Yeah. Do you think, you had a horse for a while.
I was a horse dude for a while.
Do horses enjoy, like a dog, when you're like, we're going to the park, and they see the trailer coming out, do they get excited?
Yeah, I would say yes. If they've been out riding many places, I think they would enjoy the idea that they're going to go somewhere and go riding.
Yeah.
They get to see new horses. That's a big thing.
Oh.
Horses like horses like other horses. They're a herd animal.
Oh.
So yeah. So if they get to see other horses, they get kind of excited.
Yeah.
They like companions, like goats and dogs in the pen with them. As long as the dog is not nipping at their heels, because then they'll just kick them in the face.
So tell your goat story.
My goat story or my dog's? Oh, goats. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know, I had a couple horses and had a very nice pasture. Built a little lean-to for the horses. It's still there if you see on the property. Someone told me that it's really good if you have horses to get a couple of goats, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they were effing with me or what, because I do know now that horses and goats get along pretty good. They said it's good, you know, they'll blah blah blah, whatever, and I was like, all right. So I went to the auction and I bought a couple of midget goats and brought them home, and could not keep a handle on them. They were out, they were in, they were out, they were in. They could get out of the pasture and they liked getting out. They're like little mischief makers, right? They like to climb on everything. If you're not careful, they'll be on the hood of your car. They'll be on the roof of your car.
Oh, wow.
Leaving their little hoof scratches.
Oh man.
They climb up. Nope, because I seen them get out and I was catching them and I got them back in. Happened about 3 times. Finally, I said, okay, fine, let them walk around. They're out in the yard, and then they took off down the road. I went and picked them up, brought them back, picked them up, brought them back. Finally, I realized they were trying to go home.
Yeah.
They were, their goats are a herd animal too, so they wanted to go back to where they came from, and evidently they knew where they were from. So I let them go. I let them go home, and then I got a call from a farmer down the road and said, "Hey, I got your goats down here," and I'm like, "I don't have any goats." And he saw me at the auction.
Yes.
So I'm like, "Well, yeah, if you got some goats and nobody's claiming them, why don't you keep them?" He's like, "I don't want them." And I'm like, "Well, let them go. They probably know where they're going." He goes, "Yeah, all right." He laughs, and evidently then the owner got the goats back, called me up, and I said, "No way, man. I'm not chasing goats every day, all day. Forget it."
Did you need like special fencing that you didn't have or something?
Yeah, it's like chicken wire, because like this fence here
Yeah.
that's got like a foot opening, they'll go right through.
Yeah.
Especially the dwarf goats.
Yeah.
They just hop through, and they could jump too, really high. So if they can get their front hooves on the fence, they're probably going over it.
Mm.
So yeah, I was just like, all right, I'm not messing around with all this farm animal stuff. Just stick with the horses. And yeah.
Oh, I see where we are. We're going through here now. We ended up skipping a big part of the loop because we went on North Johnny.
Okay, we didn't do the loop and come back. Yeah. Lazy
Yeah.
Johnny Road or something.
Lame Johnny.
Lame Johnny. That's Johnny with a sore leg.
I enjoy that goat story.
I didn't.
I can imagine young you.
Oh my gosh. My mom was like, "They called. They know where your goats are." I'm like, "Tell them I don't own any goats."
No one knows where my goats are tied up.
Nobody's tied. I'm not telling anyone where my goat is tied up. You can't get my goat. You can have that goat, but you can't get my goat. No, first day I had my horse home, so I got a 3/4 Arabian. She was I don't want to say small, but a little bit more slighter than a Western style horse, that is more like like a barrel racer. They're usually wider, stockier, and got her home, and the person I bought her from said, "I'll just keep her in the pasture for, a couple of weeks, and, maybe the second week you can ride her, but I wouldn't ride her for at least a week, and of course, me, I was a motocrosser and motorcyclist and all this, and I'm like, it's just a horse, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And so I had her out in the yard for a couple days and brought her back in the pasture. She was great. I could leave her out in the yard. We had a really long, we had a little sloughy area in the front yard right there, and I could let her out and let her walk around, and she'd just stay in the yard and eat grass, right? And so I thought, okay, she's not being wild. She's not taking off. So
That was after how long?
2 days.
Oh, just 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. And then I saddled her up, because I had a really cool saddle and I wanted to use it, and put the saddle on her. She didn't have a problem. She was already saddle broke. Put the saddle. Look at all these cabins.
Yeah, it's neat. Wow.
You could stay here in the park and have buffalo walking around your cabin.
Beautiful stream here too.
Yeah. So anyway, I saddled her up, left the saddle on her for about a half hour, kind of hopped on, hopped off, kind of jumped up and laid across the saddle, just checking and seeing. Because it is a little ominous. It's a horse. It's a powerful animal.
So had you been on horses or around? Or?
I've ridden horses, yeah, quite a bit. But, so I thought, all right, well, here I go. She was all filled up. She was kind of done grazing, and picked.
Her tank is full, is that what you were saying?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, she, let her fill herself up. She won't be too rowdy, Of course, none of this logic is like written down anywhere. It's just me thinking.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah.
I'm going to ask you that in the future. Is this written down logic, or is
is
this
this
John
is
logic?
this historical, or is this what would they say, bro science? Yeah.
Okay.
Is this John logic, or is this historical logic or informational logic?
Bro. I like that. Bro science.
Bra logic, yeah. Bra science.
Cool.
Left or
okay.
right?
Raw science. Well, that's what I was.
We're going right.
I was
think.
looking up to see which would be a better way to go to Hot Springs from
Oh.
here.
All right. Well, let's just
Which I
ask
think
Siri.